Hi, I'm Cubition, and this is a quick start tutorial for getting LMMS installed and set up on a computer for the first time. First, we're going to download LMMS. LMMS is available for free at lmms.io/download. It should automatically detect which operating system you're using. I am on a Windows computer, so it has provided me with download buttons for Windows 32 and 64-bit versions. Currently, there are only stable versions available, but sometimes there are beta or other pre-release versions available for download and testing. For the purposes of this tutorial, I will download the stable 64-bit version, but you should choose the version appropriate for your use case and operating system. Once it is finished downloading, install. This will be different for each operating system, but for Windows, it goes through a Nullsoft installer. Everything can be left at default. Now that LMMS has been installed, we can open it for the first time. After a short loading screen, a dialog will come up prompting you to set up LMMS for the first time. Some of these settings are very important, such as buffer size. There is a benefit to having a small buffer size as it gives you low latency, but if your computer can't handle it, then you will experience crackling audio, or just generally mangled audio. And nobody wants that when they're trying to make music. So if you ever experience that, turn up the buffer size to something more appropriate. My computer is pretty fast, so I'm going to keep it at the default of 256, though many older systems will need a higher buffer size. The next setting I would like to go over is display volume as dBFS. dBFS stands for decibels relative to full scale and is more of an industry standard. Check this in order to be more consistent with other programs and just to get a better feel of the terminology. Next, we'll be taking a look at the directory settings. The first one is the LMMS working directory. This is where your projects, presets, and samples will be stored, so it's important to know this if you ever want to add samples from an external source or add presets that you have downloaded from the internet. The next important one is the VST-plugin directory. Set this to wherever your VST plugins are installed, both FX and instruments. Otherwise, LMMS will not be able to see or use them. Next, we'll take a look at the audio settings. The audio settings are very important. If you get these incorrect, you may experience crackling audio or no audio at all. First of all, do not use dummy. Dummy does not produce any sound. If you use dummy, you will be sad. Don't use dummy. Next, you should have other options depending on your operating system. On Mac OS and Windows, SDL or Simple Direct Media Layer is the preferred audio interface. If you use poor audio, well, you might have better luck than me, but don't count on it. For Linux users, you should pick either Jack or ALSA. Those will give you the best results. Next are MIDI settings. Depending on your platform, you will have different options, but one thing that is common between all of the platforms is dummy. Remember, whatever you pick, make sure it is not dummy. If you pick dummy, you will be sad. Once we've completed the setup process, we can hit OK. A small window will pop up telling us that most of the changes won't take effect until you restart LMMS. Hit OK, LMMS will launch, and then do just that. Restart LMMS. Once it is restarted, you are good to go. Thank you for watching, and remember, don't use dummy.